I handle supplements for Gulf News, which is like I said, the largest newspaper in the Middle East. We do about 150 different titles a year. They vary in format from A5 magazine through A4 magazine to Berliner newspaper to a sort of tabloid-sized newspaper. So it's about 6 different formats, and they vary in content from lifestyle to business to entertainment to B2B, B2C across the board. Traditionally, these have been extremely tactical titles, so if we see a business opportunity, we tend to go in and deep dive into special interest areas and build business around it, build editorial around it. We have a number of titles that do well every year that are door-stopped into the calendar. Those tend to be associated with specific events, they tend to be associated with specific times of the year, or they tend to be seasonal. What we're trying to do now is break those into brand-led businesses. So we want to build 4 different special interest brand-led businesses, which will sit around technology, personal finance, country guides, and then calendar and events. It's really quite interesting. The UAE is very different from other markets because 89% of people that live in the UAE are expatriates. They come from 200 different countries, predominantly the Asian subcontinent, a large proportion of people from Europe, and then smaller proportions from the US, Africa, China, and other parts of the region, the Arab world as well. So when you're creating content, you need to think about where that's going. A lot of that is mapped, the print part of it is mapped against our readership profile. So that's largely Indian, subcontinental, British expat. And so we can create content around those niches. But what tends to happen, what we're finding more and more, is people want to know what's going on in Dubai. So the approach tends to be very, very hyper-local. Yes, they want to know about Rihanna performing at a Grammy Awards, but the fact that she was wearing a UAE designer's dress is really what will shoot your audience metrics and your interest really high. I don't think there's a division between print and digital at all. I think it's much more about a synergy. You take, the story remains the same, the core of the story remains the same, but it's layered differently. So you would break news, or you'd put out a snap, as they call it on the wire, to the website or to Twitter actually, first to social media, then you'd break it out and put it onto your website. And then maybe a much deeper analysis would go into print. There'd be follow-up reactions, again online. So I don't think you can really say there's a long form is offline and, you know, online is bite-sized content. I think if readers are interested, and research is bearing us out, if readers are interested, they are getting to the end of the article. You can put codes into place at the bottom of your article that tell you when a reader's hit that point. So you have an you have an advertising metric there, and you can look at it. Okay, the readers hit that point. Maybe it's 30% of my readers that have hit that point. What we're finding is with the online business, people are spending between 3-5 minutes on our stories. So we're finding a fair amount of time on our stories. It's not the news stories, but it's the features, and people are interested in features. They want to look at it. If you've got a little more in-depth action on your story, so you've got some more case studies, you've got some great pictures, you can have as much as 30 minutes on a story, which is pretty fantastic.